Good morning, everyone. My name is Felipe Teixeira, and I'm the founder and CEO of GRISEA. And GRISEA is the only South American startup producing seaweed-based bioplastics. So I'm Brazilian, and only last year, each person in Brazil wasted 64 kilos of plastics. That means that the entire Brazilian population wasted almost 14 million tons of plastics. But I really don't want to start my pitch by saying that. First, because you already know that plastic is a problem, I don't have to tell you that. But also because you must know that here in Europe, things are much, much worse than that. So I will start my pitch by saying that Brazil has a very beautiful and very long coastline where we can find many different species of seaweed. But the main species we cultivate there is Capaficus alvarezi. And Capaficus is cultivated in Brazil in order to get the liquid extract that is used as an ingredient for the production of biofertilizers. But it also generates a lot of solid residues that are rich in fibers and polymers, and we can actually use it to produce bioplastics. So that we can change the plastic value chain from this, that relies a lot on petroleum extraction, to this, that you have to agree with me, it looks much more beautiful, but also much more circular. And we actually extract the polymers from seaweed. But the only reason we even make our bioplastics is to meet the needs and demands of our clients. For example, on one hand, we have the plastic transformation industry that want sustainable and scalable drop-in solutions. And on the other hand, we have the eco-conscious brands that want sustainable solutions as well to differentiate themselves in the market. And we have exactly what they need. For example, we have the seaweed pellets that can be transformed via extrusion or injection molding, and we also have our bioplastics that are not only biodegradable, but they also don't have any fossil fuels in their formulation. We even have many other developments in different stages of development in our startup, ranging from, for example, flexible films, 3D printed materials, biocomposites, and biopackaging. And we have a very strong team that is aligned into taking all of these developments to the market, always remembering to respect and protect nature. We have proven readiness and scalability of our bioplastic. We have raised more than 100,000 euros in grants and pre-seed investment. We have reached industry scale production, and we have validated our products with industry experts. What we need right now is access to the prize so that we can access the Blue Demon network and actually expand to Europe and go global. And we are also raising a seed round of 1 million euros so that we can invest in infrastructure, talent acquisition, marketing, sales, expanding our supply chain, and registering our IP. So join us in leading the next wave of bioplastics. Thank you very much.
I have the mic, so I'll start. Just can you expand a bit on the pilot you've done with industrial partners? What was the product being tested, and what was the conclusion?
So there in Brazil, we have to get a little creative on the partnerships. So we have partners in the industry where we produce and test the production of our seaweed pellets, because that's a big challenge to produce. So we have partners there where we have validated the production in a large scale of our seaweed pellets. But also, as we are going to use these pellets to produce biopackaging, for example, we have also partnered up with other industry partners that can actually test the production via injection molding, for example, of packaging, and validate our products too.
So your first application will be on packaging?
Yes.
Any specific motive for that?
There is, of course. So 50% of the demand for bioplastic is actually on the packaging sector. You have also demand on the consumer goods, agriculture, the textile industry as well. But packaging industry is 50% of the demand. So it's a larger market, and that's why we are aiming that market, yes.
Can you tell us more about what happens upstream in the seaweed extraction? Who controls that? How much does it cost? What do you need? What resources and so on?
Yeah, so right now we are focusing a lot because of the availability on Capaficus alvarezi. So there in Brazil, we have many farmers of Capaficus, so we want to use farmed seaweed so that we don't have a bigger impact on the environment. And these farmers, they sell this seaweed mainly to the producers of the fertilizers. So then they generate a lot of solid residues and they usually just take them to landfills and then
You go to the farmers, not the producers of.
no, so I mean, it's much smarter for us just to go to the producers of the biofertilizers so that we can centralize the sourcing of our residues that we use for the production of the bioplastics. So that, of course, we can use the whole biomass as well, and then we buy from the farmers. But for us, the logistics makes more sense if you just buy from the
But can you just tell us something about those producers? Are they spread around? Is it thousands of producers? Do you have a couple that you
So
work
in
with?
Brazil right now we have around 5,000 tons of Capaficus being produced every year. It is growing because the demand is growing there. We don't want to stop on Capaficus because that would not be a very smart decision. We are also testing the production with other sources of biomass, of seaweed biomass, and also the polymers, the purified polymers. But there in Brazil, we have 5,000 tons right now being produced, and most of it's going to the biofertilizer. And we really want to grow alongside so that it is a win-win situation. We grow and they also grow.
Thank you. Can you tell us what distinguishes you from other entities that are producing biopolymers from algae?
Yeah, so I mean, I told you that I am the only one in South America, but of course you may know many others. Even in this acceleration, we had Bezeus and Flex C in the past. But I think what distinguishes us is that, I mean, I have two main things that I think that are our advantages. In one hand, we are the only ones in South America, so we are really able to reach that market in a much bigger, in a much faster way than companies that are, for example, here in Europe. But we are also using their residues to produce our bioplastics so that we don't compete with other industries to the obtaining of this biomass. And because of that, I think that we are also in a position of advantage, yes. Thank you very much.